This segment of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. Another family left to mourn the death of a loved one as police investigate the country's latest homicide. A shooting incident unfolding shortly after 12 noon on Easter Sunday eventually claimed the life of a 51-year-old man. According to police, officers were called to that scene of the shooting on Nassau Street. On their arrival, they met a male suffering from gunshot wounds to the abdomen. The victim was able to inform police that while at a domino game, he was approached by a male he was familiar with. The suspect produced a firearm and shot him in the abdomen. The victim was transported to hospital where he later succumbed to his injuries. While police have not released the identity of this latest victim, JCN's news team understands that he's 51-year-old Anthony Roll. Investigations into this matter continue. Meantime, police on Abaco need your help in finding Jimmy Belfort of the Mud Marsh Harbor area. Belfort, according to description given by police, stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighs 160 pounds, has a dark brown complexion, and is average built. He is wanted by the Criminal Investigations Unit for murder. The police also warning the public to approach Belfort with extreme caution as he is considered armed and dangerous. Those two men believed to be responsible for that drug haul of $3.1 million over on Eleuthera last month appeared before Deputy Chief Magistrate Andrew Forbes on Tuesday to answer drug charges. 28-year-old Brandon Miller in the tan jacket and 45-year-old Johnny Emile in the orange shirt of Rock Sound Eleuthera were escorted into courthouse by officers from the Drug Enforcement Unit. Miller was charged with 1 count each of possession of dangerous drugs with the intent to supply and importation of dangerous drugs. Miller and Emile were both charged with conspiracy to possess dangerous drugs and conspiracy to possess dangerous drugs with intent to supply. The duo pleaded not guilty to the charges. The facts are that on March 29th, during an operation by the Drug Enforcement Unit, officers from the DEU seized 155 packages of suspected cocaine with a street value of $3.1 million, and this after an aircraft landed on Eleuthera. Assistant Commissioner of Police Solomon Cash at the time of the bust said that the two men had exited the aircraft. They were questioned and subsequently released. However, it was after they were released that the packages were discovered, and he urged the men to turn themselves in. Now, following his not guilty plea, Mill was granted bail in the amount of $10,000 and is required to report to the South Beach Police Station every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday before 6 p.m. Meantime, Emile's bail hearing is set for April 12th. The Bahamas Christian Council President Bishop Delton Fernandez suggesting the government play fair when considering restrictions on certain public events. This concerning the fact that many have called both sides of the political divide hypocritical for campaigning amid the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic.
I think what it's doing is setting a precedent, and we must realize what is good for the goose is also good for the gander. I wish that there be consideration, knowing that in this time that all of us want to preserve our health, we want to do the best we can, and we must be fair all across the board, that if we see one thing happening on the streets, we should also be allowed in other areas to do the same. Or if we're retarded in one area, it's retarded in all of the areas. And so just a fairness of play is what the church is looking for, and I think the country is looking for.
You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.